Hello my friends, Simon from What Culture here, and we are delighted to tell you that today's video is sponsored by Manscaped, but more on that later in the video. If you're a wrestler, you want to become a champion. I don't think anyone who has pulled on some trunks hasn't dreamt about this, so imagine you get the nod, cry, eat your celebratory pizza, and then get told, oh by the way, you're only going to hold it for 8 seconds. You're gonna be a sad panda. So what are the 10 shortest WWE title reigns? Well, I'm Simon from What Culture, please do subscribe, and it's time to find out. Number 10, Kane, Bret Hart, Mankind, and Daniel Bryan. And we start with a ridiculous length of time because these four held the WWE title for a grand total of 1 day. Obviously, the script called for all of them to win the gold at a Sunday pay-per-view and then lose it on Raw, starting with Bret Hart back in 1997. He got justice after being screwed at the Royal Rumble when he was successful during the Final Four show, only to turn up on Monday and get defeated by Psycho Sid. Kane followed a year later when he beat Stone Cold Steve Austin in a first blood match at the King of the Ring and then traded it back 24 hours later. And then Mankind was here with his win in 1999 at SummerSlam before Triple H stole it off him. If we zoom forward to 2013, we also find Daniel Bryan when he won it from Randy Orton at Clash of Champions before the Authority stripped him of his prize. I bet all of them felt a little bit glum. Number 9, Triple H. You wouldn't expect this one, would you? And I bet Triple H would have killed for a one-day reign, as he clocks in at 2 hours and 20 minutes. It all kicked into life when Golden Boy John Cena tore his pec in the middle of a world title reign, forcing WWE to make some changes. Vince McMahon just presented the title to Randy Orton at the No Mercy pay-per-view when the Viper was meant to face Cena, which caused the game to arrive, say this was BS, challenge for the belt, and win it. Hot damn. It then went bonkers as Hunter took on Umaga with the gold on the line again, won, before McMahon returned, said flub that, made another match with Orton where Randy won it back. I mean, talk about booking madness. Number 8, Rey Mysterio. 1 hour and 15 minutes. Almost like any time we did give Rey Mysterio the belt, we didn't really treat him like a champion. What do I know? Happening in 2011, WWE had an in-story problem because CM Punk had won the title but then had left the company. Oh dear. Obviously, we weren't just gonna not have a champion, so we had a mini tournament to fill this role, where yes, Mysterio won, and it was lovely. For some reason, John Cena then instantly challenged him for the gold. Everyone just thought this was fine, meaning hours later, we had that contest, and Cena was the guy once more. And if you're trying to keep track too, this does mean Rey opened Raw as the champion, and closed the show not as champion. I'm not sure this helped anyone, especially because CM Punk returned after all of this, which was way too soon. Number 7, Randy Orton. Are you ready for this one? 24 minutes. I mean, it doesn't really matter as Randy Orton is a 10-time WWE champion and held it for over 680 days in total. That's just a dream for any wrestler. This, of course, ties into the story we've already told at No Mercy 2007 when Orton was given the belt by Vince McMahon and then lost it to Triple H less than half an hour later. I suppose we got away with this because after the fact Randy wouldn't lose it for 203 days, which is a solid amount of time. It was still a weird thing to do on a pay-per-view though, but I suppose it was different, and creativity is important.
Oh yeah, that's the spot. Oh, sorry, you just caught me using the Manscaped Weed Whacker there, which reminds me that today's video is actually sponsored by Manscaped.com. Now, as we return to the What Culture offices, Manscaped have had us covered to make us sure that we're returning as the very best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. As you can probably tell, we're all feeling pretty good about ourselves, and it's all down to the Manscaped Performance Package 4.0, which I have right here. Now, my favorite bit of kit is the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer. With a design as sleek and as smooth as my downstairs now is, this should be the center of your entire grooming regime. That's because the 4.0's replaceable ceramic blades with skin-safe technology and an LED light means that you can trim with confidence and see everything you're trimming so you don't end up with like a mullet down there or something. I don't know what that would look like, but it probably would look bad. It's also great for beard maintenance. It comes with this nifty wireless charging dock and it has a travel lock for when you're on the go. Just tap it 3 times and you're safe to be on the move. Out of the shower, the Manscaped Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant has clear, drying moisturizing to make sure your downstairs stays fresh all day. On the other hand, or ball I guess, there's the Crop Reviver Ball Toner Spray with cooling aloe vera for your midday refresh so you're smelling good all day. Delicious. Now, nothing can ruin the vibe more than stray hairs sticking out of here and here. Fortunately, Manscaped's Weed Whacker ear and nose hair trimmer solves that problem, and it comes with skin-safe technology as well, so it doesn't tug or leave your eyes watering while you're going. And for a limited time only, you can get 2 free gifts with your offer: the Shed travel bag for when you're on the go, and these anti-chafe Manscaped boxer shorts, which are just chef's kiss Finally, sign up to the Peak Hygiene plan and you can even get replenishments of your favorite products delivered straight to your door hassle-free. So go to manscaped.com today to get 20% off and free international shipping, and of course these 2 free gifts when you use our promo code WAT20 at the checkout. That's the promo code WAT20 when you check out. For now though, I guess, well, back to that video.
Number 6, Daniel Bryan. And he is back! Almost like WWE actually did think he was a B-plus player. This one is kind of special to me too, as I was at SummerSlam 2013 live, and we all remember this. Bryan finally defeated John Cena to become the WWE champion, and it was great. I jumped out of my chair, and then in true Swerve fashion, here came Mr. Money in the Bank Randy Orton, who pinned Daniel Bryan 5 minutes and 25 seconds after he had become the man. We also had the Triple H heel turn, who pedigreed the life out of Bryan as the start of the Authority reared its head, and there was a lot of nonsense here, but I'll be honest with you, don't tell anyone, I loved every single second of it. I would have rather Daniel had a lengthy reign, but getting to see it happen right in front of my face, it was just a lot of fun. Number 5, Roman Reigns. Another one that sticks in our brains, because it was basically WWE going, well, how do we get Roman Reigns cheered? Why don't we keep screwing him over and over and prolonging the inevitable? Yes, that makes loads of sense. Don't worry about that though, because at the 2015 Survivor Series, Roman did defeat old buddy Dean Ambrose to become the WWE champion, and 5 minutes and 15 seconds later, he had lost his title. It was after Sheamus had marched to the ring and cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase, and this was genuinely an attempt to build sympathy for the big dog, even though thousands of people were booing him every week. I don't get how anyone thought this was gonna work. Even more ridiculous, Reigns just won it back 3 weeks later. This really was a messy time. Number 4, John Cena. Well, it was always gonna happen once. John Cena has just been champion too many times to not get screwed over. So at the 2010 Elimination Chamber, when he had ousted 5 other competitors to wear the gold, out came Vince McMahon, who hated John and said he had one more match against Batista. Obviously, this was sold as Cena being dead, so within 3 minutes and 35 seconds, he was without a belt once more, but this was essentially the same as the Roman Reigns situation. Why don't we do a switch to do a switch? Because John still won it back only 6 weeks later to settle into what the plan was anyway, and therein lies the problem. You can see right through it, and I tell you, you do feel a little bit conned. Number 3, Yokozuna. Man, WrestleMania 9. Not only is it just not a good pay-per-view, but the ending leaves you feeling sad. That's not the point. It's meant to be the show of shows and filled with good times. But after Yokozuna had defeated Bret Hart with the help of Mr. Fuji and some salt, Hulk Hogan, who had only just returned to the company, marched to the ring, demanded a title shot for some reason. The bad guys agreed, and oh my gosh, it was stupid. Hart also had to cheer Hulk on, even though I bet he was seething, and after Hogan had been smart enough to avoid more salt, he dropped the leg and became the champ. Yoko lasted all of 2 minutes and 10 seconds. In reality, this was the beginning of the end for Hulkamania, because while fans enjoyed the surprise on the night, much like before, they were just done with it. They wanted new stars, which is why a few months later Hulk lost the title and vanished for a second time. Number 2, Seth Rollins. Well, this one was nuts, wasn't it? Starters, the Money in the Bank 2016 finale involved all the members of the Shield, and furthermore, they all held the championship at one point during the evening, so that experiment worked. Roman walked in with the belt to face Rollins, and after some controversy away from the ring, lost his gold to Seth. As Dean Ambrose had claimed the Money in the Bank briefcase earlier on though, he decided to head to the squared circle, laid Seth Rollins out with dirty deeds, and won the big one. Rollins was only at the top for 2 minutes. It caused quite the stir for obvious reasons, but fair play to WWE. This group was put together to lead the company forward, and as we can see, that is exactly what happened. Number 1, Andre the Giant. The closeness between the top 3 entries was so tight we had to check them twice, but we're pretty sure Andre the Giant has it won. It's also a moment of time for some fans because it signaled the end of Hulkamania Round 1, and the switch happened on primetime TV. That was not a thing back in the day. Even though the Giant had lost to Hulkamania 3, their feud continued to the point they squared off on Saturday night's main event in February 1988, and there the controversy ran wild. Because after a suplex, Andre pinned Hogan, and even though his shoulder was off the mat, the referee still counted to 3. And just like that, a 4-year world title reign was done. Because he was an idiot though, he had agreed to sell the championship to Ted DiBiase, who was in his corner, meaning the run went 1 minute and 45 seconds. That's just silly and really may be a stat that's never beaten. I mean, can you imagine WWE doing a sub 2 minute reign in the modern day? I shall say they won't. but they do have those episodes every now and then, so I guess we shall have to wait and see. Know of any other really short world title reigns in any wrestling organization? Make sure you let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe. Then head over to whatculture.com where you can read articles like this with your eyes. Make sure you come give us a follow on social media, and we have a ton of videos. Please just watch one. My name is Simon for What Culture. I hope you have the best day of your life, and make sure you write me a letter to let me know it did happen, and I will talk to you again soon.